Today, I'm going to teach you the 50 states in the Union. Some of you might be thinking, 50? Wow, that's a lot of signs. But you know what? It's going to be fine. No problem. It's not that bad. I came up with a system that's going to help you learn them quickly. So I'm going to give you a blank map of the U.S. and it looks like this. You also are going to need two different colored pencils. Doesn't matter which colors, but they have to be different. It can be blue and red, can be green and yellow. It doesn't matter, but you need to just pick two. First off, we're going to make a legend. So down here, maybe here at the top of the page, I'm going to make a box. I'm going to make two boxes. My first color is purple. And my second color is pink. I'm going to go ahead and use pen so it's easier to see on the camera, but you should be using a colored pencil. So my purple box and my pink box, those are my two colors. So this is my legend on my map. Purple are going to be states that are signed. And pink, those are going to be my states that are spelled. Because that's basically how the states divide. About a dozen of them have specific signs, and the rest are spelled or often abbreviated. So I'm going to teach you the states with signs first. So we're going to start from the west and move toward the east. We're going to write the name of the state in our first color, which for me is purple. So make sure that matches what's on your legend. Are you ready? Remember, the first state is Alaska. So that's this one up here. I'm going to label the state like so, write the word Alaska in there. And then here's what the sign for Alaska looks like. I want to be sure to make some notes, so if I want to, I can just write my definition for describing what that sign looks like up here, just in the white space. So the sign Alaska, think about how you would describe it. Here's what I think it looks like. It's an A at the forehead, to a 5 hand at the chin. So that's my description for the sign Alaska. The next one we're going to do is Hawaii. That's this little guy down here. Hawaii. Hawaii actually has two signs, and they look like this. So think about how you describe that. Hawaii. That's actually the sign beautiful with an H hand shape. Because Hawaii is very beautiful. The second sign is more like a hula dance. That's where that other sign comes from. Most of the time you will see this one, the beautiful sign though. Again, since we're going from west to east, we're going to go up here and go to Washington. And that sign looks like this. So take a minute to write your own description about what that sign looks like. So I'm not going to write all of these down on there, but I'm going to let you do that. You can do that again on the white space around the page, on another piece of paper, on the back, wherever you need to do that. So the sign Washington, that's a W coming in a kind of a spiral off of your shoulder. Oregon is basically the same sign with an O, and here's what it looks like. Next is my home state of California. That's this one over here. It's kind of a very distinctive shape. I'm going to go ahead and write that one sideways so you can see it. And here's the sign for California. That sign may look familiar. It's also the word for gold. Because you think right about the time Laurent Clair and Thomas Gallaudet were starting their school in Connecticut, people were moving to California in droves as part of the gold rush. So that's why California and gold have the same sign. Next, we're going to come up here to this one. This is Montana. And here's what its sign looks like. Then we're going to come down here. This is the sign. This is Colorado. Colorado actually has two signs. I prefer the first one, but you will also see the second one used as well. The first sign focuses on the mountains and what they look like. The second one is the word color, and then you spell the A-D-O, Colorado. So that one's how that one works. I think that's silly personally, but lots of people use it. So this state over here is Arizona. And here's what its sign looks like. It's basically a rhyming sign for the word twin, but it has that A hand shape instead. Next door to that is New Mexico. Oftentimes you will see it abbreviated NM, but you will also see the signs New Mexico. And you already know both of those, but you'll see those put together for New Mexico. We're going to move over one more to our home state of Texas. Again, you should probably already know that sign because we did it in the Pledge of Allegiance, but here it is again, Texas. Often, this is the state of Michigan up here. It has two pieces, this part and that part. Often you will see it's abbreviated M-I-C-H, but there is also a sign for it that I learned actually from a student whose parents were deaf and from Michigan, and here's how they signed it. Michigan sort of looks like a hand, and then it's got all of this coastline around it because of the Great Lakes. So that's where that sign comes from. Next is this guy over here, and this is the state of New York. And here's what its sign looks like. It's like the sign for Subway, but it's also the sign, the Y, and the movement for new, so it's New York. So I'm going to put my purple pen down and switch to my second color, which for me is pink. And we're going to go through the rest of these again from west to east and fill in the ones with the correct abbreviation for how you spell it. So Idaho, that's a short enough word, we're just going to spell the whole thing. Idaho. Idaho. This one over here is Nevada. NV or NEV is how you abbreviate that one. I just recently learned this. Oh, I forgot this one. I recently learned a sign for Utah, and here's what it looks like. But you will often see it spelled as well. So if you wanted to do both of those, if you wanted to write it in both colors so you know, we can do the same with Michigan. Wyoming is abbreviated WY, or you also see WYO. North Dakota is pretty simple, ND. South Dakota, SD. The next one down is Nebraska, NEB. And beneath that is Kansas. So you will see it KAN, or you will also see KS because that's more the postal code. Oklahoma, OK or OKLA. Either one is correct. This one up here is Minnesota, MINN. And next to that is the little state with the little name of Iowa. So Iowa. Missouri is abbreviated MO, which is hard for a lot of people to get used to, but you will see it signed Missouri. So see, it's kind of got that twist in it while you do it. Missouri. Beneath that is Arkansas, ARK. Arkansas. And then after that is our neighbor, Louisiana. Louisiana. It moves over just a little as you sign it. Louisiana. Come back up here to Wisconsin, W-I-S-C, Wisconsin. And just south of that is Illinois, I-L-L. And Indiana, I-N or I-N-D. And next to that is Ohio. Again, so short it's just spelled out, Ohio. Beneath that is Kentucky. And then Tennessee. Across here is Mississippi. Alabama, A-L-A. And Georgia, G-A. We'll go ahead and do Florida while we're here. Florida. And then let's just go up through the eastern seaboard. This is South Carolina, S-C. And then the one above that is North Carolina, North Carolina. Next is Virginia, V-A. This is West Virginia because it was originally one big state and then it divided into two, and it's in the western portion. So you will often see the word West signed and then VA spelled. So this is kind of both. So maybe you switch colors, put West in your sign color, and then VA in your spelling color. So you know that it's West Virginia. Let me do that without the pens in there. West Virginia. I'm going to have to get a little creative here because the states get very small. This guy right here is Maryland, M-D. M-D. And then this little tiny guy right here, I'm going to draw a line out from him so we know that this is Delaware, D-E-L. And just north of that, this is New Jersey. This one right here is Connecticut, C-O-N-N. And this little guy right here is Rhode Island. And this one is Massachusetts, M-A-S-S. This one up here, bordering New York, is Vermont, V-T. And its little opposite twin is New Hampshire, N-H. And the last one is Maine. So the postal code is ME, or you will also see it spelled all the way out. I spelled it wrong right there. So, Maine. And that is all the 50 states. We're finished.